Great, so you've now connected your GitBook application to your GitBook dashboard. All right, so in this video, what we're going to go through is we're going to go through the entire flow automation to show you guys how simple it is to get your AI assistants and everything else set up literally in just a few minutes. All right, so in this video then, we're going to be showing you the different types of actions, but more importantly, how to get your AI assistant up and running within the next 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, it's really, really simple. Okay, so let's hop over into the flowchat dashboard where we're going to start creating the actual flow itself then. Okay, so as you'll see then, we're inside of a blank flow here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to simply open up a brand new node, and this node is going to be a question. All right, so inside of the question then, we're simply just going to open it up here. Okay, and then we're going to come into the question field. So the question field then basically is where we're going to ask the user a question. So you've got somebody coming through on one of your messenger channels or even on social media, which we're going to show you later on in one of the other videos on how you can reply to comments by using all of the information from your GitBook documentation and replying in semantic answering via social media. Really, really powerful. So stay tuned for that video. Okay, so the reason why we're using the text, okay, so basically we're going to start off with like, hi, how can I help you? And we're going to show you how to have like an infinite loop. So whereas a user can come in and ask as many questions as they want, and the AI assistant will just keep answering and answering and answering. All right, so let's go ahead and let's click on the actual text here. Okay, so like I said, we're simply just going to ask a really basic question, something like, hi, how can I help you? Okay, so we'll just hold that there. So bear in mind that this actual flow can go literally anywhere within inside of your other flows that you may have. Okay, you may already have a human assistance flow, or you may have like an onboarding flow, or whatever it may be. Okay, you can link this flow into anywhere or just have it standalone, just like we're building today. All right, let's get back into this action then. Okay, so we want to save the response into a custom field. Okay, and you can see that we've already created one, so you can go ahead and create one yourself. You can name it yourself. Basically, it's just a text field. So basically, we want to save the user's question. In this instance, then, okay, we're using the support query. Okay, and you can have literally anything. Okay, so that's that node set up now. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to use the mini app application, i.e. the GitBook AI version 1 or version 2. They both work exactly the same on this instance here. All right, so what we need to do then is we're going to open up a new block, and this time we're going to be opening up an action. Okay, so we're going to select on that action. Okay, great. So now it's open. So what we're looking for then is the simple integrations tab here. Okay, so at the bottom of my integrations then, I've got the GitBook AI, and all we need to do is select on that. Okay, so now it's open. So what we need to do is we need to edit that action. And here then you'll see the 4 actions with inside of the version 2 GitBook mini app. Inside of the version 1, all you will see is the support query. Version 2 has the AI prompt, the recommended questions, and also the web data extractions, which we have follow-on videos talking about all of these different types of actions. Okay, so for this instance then, we need to use the support query. So let's go ahead and click on support query. So basically what it's asking here is we need to input our GitBook space ID. So where do we get our GitBook space ID from? Let's hop over into the GitBook documentation software, and I'm going to show you where to get your space ID from. Okay, so now we're inside of the GitBook documentations. Okay, so to find your space ID, simply hover over whichever space that you want to extract the information from for your AI assistant. Okay, and then you'll see these 3 dots here. So we're simply going to select on the 3 dots. And at the bottom of the menu, then you'll see here, copy space ID. All you need to do is simply just click on it. Great. Okay, and now that's saved. So let's go back over into the mini app actions itself with inside of Flowchat. Great, so we're back here. So let's just paste in our space ID, which goes inside of there. Okay, so here then is the user's question, i.e. it will be the custom field that we used previously, which was the support query. So we can simply just type in here the support query. Okay, and we're going to see it highlighted here. Simply select. So basically what this is doing, it's sending that question over into the GitBook documentation. It's going to find some kind of answer and send it back. Okay, and how does it send it back? So where do we save this information? Okay, at the bottom of this action then you're going to see the response mapping. Basically this is information that we want to retrieve back from a certain software. In this example, okay, it's the GitBook. So we want to save the GitBook response. Okay, so in here then we're going to save, we've already created it here, is a support response. You can call it AI response or whatever it may be. And here's some other parameters that you can also save too. But we're just going to save this one for now because we're going to show you the follow-up prompts in a second because it's slightly different and it has a little bit more power. And we're going to show you it's really, really cool. Also, we have page title, page description, and also the page URL. So what do these three mean? Basically, if you get a user, they come in and ask you a question, then you can link out the URL to go into that specific part of your documentation so they can read more if they need to. All right, but we're happy so far. Okay, so we've got the support query coming in. Okay, and then we've got the response coming back. Okay, so let's go ahead and save on this. Okay, great. So now that's saved. So all we need to do then is we need to create another question block. So I'm simply just going to duplicate the one that we already have because we're going to save the response in the same field. Okay, so that's duplicated. Let's just move this across out the way. Okay, just over here. All right, so first thing we want to do is we just want to link these nodes together. Okay, so we're simply going to go from continue next step just to the top there, so we got the actual flow going. All right, so let's go in here and we need to remove this hi, how can I help you with the actual response from GitBook itself. Okay, so we can remove this field here, okay, and delete, and we're simply going to put in the custom field for the actual response itself. So let's think what it was called. Okay, support response. Great. Okay, perfect. So now we've got the question coming in, and now we've got the answer sending back to that user, whether that be via any of the messaging channels or even via social media, which we're going to show you later on. All right, so to continue the actual support chat flow then is really, really simple, because all you need to do is simply just come out of here, okay, because we're saving the response. Okay, if they type again, okay, we're going to send that back into the AI query action again. Okay, and that is the basics of your AI assistant flow already created for you, okay, in 3 simple nodes. Okay, and this will take care of pretty much 91% of all of your support AI assistants extracting information from your GitBook documentation. So let's just take this on a live run and see what it does. So I've got this connected to my Flowchat documentation, so it's already going to know everything about Flowchat itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and publish. Okay, and now let's just preview this flow. Okay, so we're just going to open in a pop-up. So as you can see there, then I've been doing some previous testing anyway. So let's go ahead and let's just enlarge this window itself, just so you can see what's going on. Okay, so I can come in here and ask any type of question about Flowchat. Okay, so it could be, hey, how do I use the custom fields? okay, and a question mark. We're simply going to press enter. Okay, so that's me now pretending that I'm just a normal visitor to a website or to one of your social media channels. Okay, and now what it's doing is it's searching for information from GitBook, and it's going to bring it back into this type of answer. So as you see then, so custom fields can be used to store and manage data in your bot. There are two types of custom fields, okay, bot fields and user fields. Then it goes on to talking about those specific types of fields, okay. So as you can see, it was really quick on that answering. What's going on here? Okay, let's just come back there so that doesn't move. Okay, great. So what we're going to do is we can ask it another question. Okay, so great. How do I use the menus? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. So now it's sending the information over to GitBook, and then it's going to come back with a response via the messenger. Menus can be used to provide a quick navigation options for users. There are two types of menus, persistent and also dynamic. So if you're a hardcore flowchat user, then you'll probably already know that. Okay, so as you can see there, it's pulling great answers back from GitBook and pushing it directly into here. And like I said, is that you can use this across all of your social media channels too, Facebook and Instagram posts, okay, and across the 15 messenger channels, and as we're displaying here inside of the actual website chat itself. Okay, so previously I mentioned something about follow-up prompts. So what do follow-up prompts do? So as you can see, I'm asking a question and it's coming back with an answer. But what prompts allow is, or what they enable, is it will display more types of questions that the user is possibly thinking about. So it's going to help them get to the solution a whole lot faster. All right, so how do we actually create these prompts? Okay, let's just come out of this. Okay, so we're going to go back into this action here. Okay, great. So now we're going to open up the support query action. Okay, and like I said, down at the bottom then is that we want information coming back. So here we want some follow-up prompts, okay, in this section here. Okay, so we can just come in and you can already see that I've already created the custom field, which is a JSON array field where it stores tons and tons of information, okay, which we can use later on, i.e. in the prompting. Okay, so follow up, great. So let's go ahead and save on this. Perfect. Okay, so all we need to do then is to display those prompts is come back into this last message node here, or the question node. Okay, great. So what we want to use from here then is the dynamic answer. So if we click on the dynamic answer itself, okay, then a new pop-up displays. So you see here then it's for each. So basically what we want to do is we want to choose or select the follow-up custom array, and we want to extract some information from that. So we come in here and then we're going to select on the item field. Okay, so here then we're just going to select the very top one. Okay, it doesn't matter how many there are. Okay, just select the top one and ensure that it's just the $sign there, which is the path parameter. Okay, and save. Great. Okay, so the answer value, again, we need to save it the same as the answer. Item, and select, and save. Okay, that's pretty much done. Here then you can limit the amount of prompt questions that you want coming through. So I'm just going to limit this to 3. Okay, because you don't want too many showing up unless you want to. Okay, so that is now all set up. Okay, so let's go ahead and save. Okay, perfect. Okay, now that's ready to go. All we need to do then is we're going to link this dynamic, okay, into this action. Remembering that whichever prompts are displayed, it's saving that prompt question as a custom field that we can use then again to interrogate the actual GitBook documentation to come back with another answer. Okay, let's test this out. Okay, let's go ahead and publish and preview. Previewing the pop-up. Okay, so hi, how can I help you? Hey, let's just use the same message again. How do I use the custom fields? Okay, these could be questions, anything about pricing or anything. Okay, so it depends what you have inside of your GitBook documentation. It will message back. Okay, so let's go then. Okay, so custom fields, you can use them to create so and so and so and so. All right, and as we see here then that it hasn't brought back any prompt questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask another question. Hey, how do I use the menus? Okay, great. So menus, there's two different ways. Okay, and now you're going to see the message prompts that have come up. How do I create a persistent menu? How do I create a dynamic menu? How do I create triggers in the workflow builder? So you can see here then it's prompting the user to dig deeper into their originating question, right? So, you know, how do I create a persistent menu? So now that information is going to go back over into GitBook and it's going to come back with an answer. Specifically all about persistent menus. Persistent menus, you can create the following steps. Go to contents, menus, persistent type, add buttons, URL. Okay, and then again it's coming back with more follow-up questions from how do I create a dynamic menu, how do I navigate to the menu tab in a workspace. So you can see that it's pulling back invaluable content and prompts for a user to help them, you know, dive deeper into their originating question because maybe they didn't type in the correct words and things like that. But like I said, is that all of this can be used on any of the messenger channels and also inside of the actual social media itself. All right, so in the next video, what we're going to go through is we're going to go through a little thing called AI prompting, because we've built in an AI prompt engineering kind of application within inside of the GitBook version 2, which enables you to really fine tune the responses by having some type of tone, some type of attitude, more humanized, okay, or whether it's keeping it in season, but which we're going to come on to a little bit later on. So hopefully that you can see how easy it was to actually create this flow here. Okay, so now this is a fully automated AI assistant in 3 simple nodes. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about AI prompt design using the GitBook version 2. We'll see you there.